Hey, good Sunday morning. And on this Sunday, we are counting down to sine die on Friday, the final day of the 2025 legislative session.
And you can be sure the Gold Dome, it is going to be a beehive of activity this coming week as lawmakers make a final push for their priorities.
That's right, and that includes the right to in vitro fertilization here in Georgia. So this was a bipartisan effort that passed both the Senate and House this week. House Bill 428 establishes that any future legislation in the Georgia Code cannot prevent a person's ability to obtain IVF. Other bills that are drawing attention, a Republican-sponsored proposal to ban abortion in Georgia entirely. It has yet to even receive a committee vote, but it could return next year, which will be during an election season. And speaking of elections, two bills moving forward would ban absentee ballot drop-off the weekend before Election Day and give cities the choice to allow early voting on Saturdays. Well, when it comes to the rest of the session, I asked Doug Richards from our political team to look into his crystal ball. What are you watching for in the next few days before sine die?
Well, there are a lot of divisive bills that are still out there that particularly pertain to transgender folks. There is a women's sports bill. There's a puberty blockers bill. There are a couple of other bills. They all flew through the Senate, or more or less flew through the Senate. They had not all passed the House. And my guess is that they probably all won't pass the House. They may not even get a vote, or at least some of them may not get a vote. Speaker John Burns was definitely interested in the women's sports bill, which is SB 1, but the others, including the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, others that have come out of the Senate that are very sort of divisive and ideological, the House tends to cool down on issues like that. I'm not saying they're not going to get votes, but they won't get votes if there are not enough votes to pass.
Thanks to Doug for that. And as we near the end of this 40-day session, stay with 11 Alive all week for Doug's report from the state capitol leading up to Friday's sine die. You can watch on 11 Alive Plus as well.